All right, everybody, welcome into the first edition of the PB&J Trench Talk Film Room. As you can see, we have film pulled up, and we are very excited to talk about a draft prospect. My first film room is just going to be kind of a piggyback of what I used to do last season when I would stream on Twitch and break down prospect film. So I figured, why not do something I've already done probably 5 or 6 times with one of my best friends, Parker. So we're going to break down. This is Brandon Copeland, left tackle from TCU. He's a redshirt sophomore, I believe. Oh, gosh, I'm already screwing this up, man.
I like it. I like it. Just go with it. Just go with it.
He's a senior. What the F? Why does it?
You were
There was
close.
something. I think his R lad said he was a redshirt sophomore. Whatever. He started 23 games for the Horned Frogs. He flashed a bunch during my Steve Avila watches last year. And let's just get right into it because the first thing I want to talk about, something that always pops up on film, is his finish. Look at this, man. This was like the second play of the game. He is setting the tone for that TCU O-line. He plays nasty. He's big. He's 6'6", 320. That size pops up, and he uses it to absolutely bully dudes. Let's move to the next one. That was kind of like he kind of just fell on him. This next one,
Edge gave up, and he was like, "Nope, you're mine still."
Yeah. Oh man, I got slow mo because I got so much stuff going on right now. This is pass pro is really fun. He's got great length. He's got good feet. He's a two-hand puncher, which kind of bugs me, but he's very good at resetting. His punches are well placed, and man, they got some pop to him. In this clip, you're gonna see another thing that I really like about him is he's smart. He picks up stunts and blitzes, even like late pressures. Kansas in this game did a lot of it, and he is not fooled by any of it. If you look here, this nickel, he's not even looking at the wide receiver. So Copeland already knows they're trying to run some kind of game over here. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and you'll see he's flashing the inside hand here to help inside. He's playing inside out. He's so the man over him cuts inside, and his eyes are outside looking for any loopers or, as we see in this clip, pressure. And this punch, bam. He's so quick to engage. And like he plays with his hands ready. So when he fires, dude, it's lightning fast. Look, his hand is perfect. It is in that armpit. It is locked in, and then bam, you get the finish, man. You get the finish on the DB.
I knew it was
coming. This is just more of a normal. I like this rep. He cuts off an inside spin here. Just watch his feet, man. For someone as big as he is, he's got such light feet, man. You can see his movement skills are just good. And then he hits it with a strong punch.
He uses that extension so well, and that's something that like I know everyone's the whole big rage lately has been, the independent hand thing. Don't be a two-handed puncher. But if you're able to be an effective, efficient two-handed puncher, it develops so much more in your power, right? Because if you're able to deliver accurate, tight punches with both hands simultaneously, and you're able to replace and work back in and maintain that good posture, that good leverage, I mean, it'll elevate your game. But that's why a lot of these guys have to turn into individual hand punchers just to protect themselves because they don't use their hands well. And that's where I can appreciate this so much more.
Yeah, I used to be real hard on two-hand punchers, but I think with all my film study and all my evaluation, I really kind of appreciate it for guys to generate power. And it with Coleman here, or is it? Oh my God, is it Copeland or Coleman?
You said Copeland earlier.
Oh gosh, it's Coleman. I know I said Copeland early. His name. Oh gosh, now I'm all kinds of flustered. Brandon Coleman.
Brandon Coleman, 77 for the Frogs.
For the Frogs. I have a TCU shirt. I'm gonna have to wear it one of these times. I should have worn it tonight.
You didn't wear it tonight.
But I didn't want to give anything away. Here we see him against a first-round pick. He played three first-round picks last year. Or I didn't watch the Georgia game. I'm going to tell you, there's no national championship. I couldn't find any film on it. I have this Texas Tech film, so he's playing Tyree Wilson. I've got the next game we're going to see is Kansas State. Felix Anudike-Uzomah is what's his main opponent, and then the third game was Michigan. And he goes up against Mozzie Smith and Chris Jenkins a bunch in that game, and that's really where you see his power. Oh man, I lost my window. All right, we're back. We're back. So this is yep. I don't remember what order I put these in. I know the clip when they start playing. This is it's a deuce block, and he climbs to the second level, and he just fun stuff, man. He's an excellent run blocker. Excellent run blocker, man.
Oh, I love it. I love the motor, man.
So you're probably wondering, like, well, we've seen him throw dudes around, kind of moving in a straight line. How's he move in space? Can he pull? Does he? I think he's a sneaky athlete.
Look at him go!
I think he's a sneaky
athlete. Power.
Yeah, man, and he comes with bad intentions all the time. Yep, there's a finish on Anudike-Uzomah. Tested, and he cuts off the inside move here. Has help inside. And then he's got the shoulder already, so he knows he's good to finish.
His feet are really good. Like in that last clip, like that's where you talk about being smart, and it's just he's able to close down that space between the guard, and he is able to like predict what these ends are doing before they make their move, and that's something very underrated because I tell my guys all the time, you have to block with your feet and your hips, not your hands. That's obviously where holding calls come from, but you're gonna whiff a lot if you're just like swinging at guys. But when you're able to like move your feet, even those minor adjustments when you're mid block and you're able to just cut guys off, keep yourself in front of them, and just do all these like the minutia of the position. That's the stuff that just it's hard to appreciate because it's hard to see. But like that's why I love the all 22 stuff. It's just like he's just so good at positioning his body in the right way every time.
Yeah, he does need to work on his like general footwork. Like, He does take a lot of false steps, especially like trying to cut off inside moves and stuff before they happen. I'd like to see him, but like that kind of stuff can be cleaned up. So like not too worried about it, but I would like to see he's back at TCU this year. He has time to clean it up before the process is over. So we can really still improve. He has a lot of room for improvement technically. I think after watching these 4 games, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he snuck into the back of the first round. I think he can play guard or tackle at the next level. I think he's good enough to do both. He's played left tackle his whole career at TCU. I love this clip, man. Getting him on his horse. Yeah, and just pushing little guys around. That's what you love to see, man.
How big you say he is?
6'6", 320.
Oh, he's gonna be a mauler at guard. He's gonna be a
yeah. He's definitely like the bigger mold for a guard, but I don't see any problem with I personally don't see any problem with him moving in there. Somebody can tell I'd be more than happy to listen to any arguments to the contrary because I think he can play tackle.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people see him as a guard.
Coleman, you are an Eagle.
Right. I was just super impressed by his grip strength here. He does reset his hands a little bit, but he can stop. I feel like he can stop anybody.
Well, watch, he's great at generating that extension and then working on the lift and then getting belly to belly with the defender. And that's something that's like you see a lot of these stronger guys. That's where they talk about arm length, where you see kind of like these like the Skaronskis of the world, right? Where they got great feet and hips, but they just can't generate that lift. And that's where that length really comes in hand, where you can just get those guys on their tiptoes and then bring your power into them. And it's just fun.
Yeah. I know a lot of people, and I think it's kind of, for me at least, it's kind of like an older way of thinking of people playing too tall. Like there's just tall guys that play on the O-line. I think as long as you can use your size and your length that comes with being that tall, like that's more of what I want to see. Like I want to see, like you're saying, use your length, use your extension, get belly to belly with those guys, because that's where all of the power comes from. And then this is going to be the last clip for the film room. Just hanging on to Chris Jenkins, one of Bruce Felsman's, I think he's like a top 5 freak on the freak list. I really just wanted to show that like Brandon Coleman He has played against some of the top competition in college football. He's shown great movement ability. He's got great physical traits, good processing. I don't see. This is one of the, you're gonna love this. High floor player with Brandon
Love
Coleman.
a high
I
floor
don't.
play.
I just don't see a transition unless it's something off field where he wouldn't be able to perform at an adequate level at minimum in the NFL. So I came away. It was so funny. We talked last week that I was going to do my film room on Laiatu Latu, edge defender from UCLA, but I didn't have enough film. So I watched these 4 games of Brandon Coleman and came away absolutely stunned how good he was, especially because I've watched probably 10 prospects in this coming offensive tackle class. And I think he is closer to guys like to Joe Alt than he is to guys like Jordan Morgan in my book. So I came away a big fan of Brandon Coleman.
No, and just again, just going back, and only watching a few clips because I have not, I have slacked on my summer scouting duties, but don't you worry, I'll be back. But no, the things you love to see, again, just talking about the power and the two-handed punch, that's great and all, but being able to use that length and like we talked about, the feet aren't great out the block, but he's really good at running them and finishing plays. And that's where a lot of these guys will really pop in college because they're able to finish plays when like I talked about in that very first clip. Your edge player, they got sealed out. They know they're not making the play. They're going to give up. As an O-lineman, that's where you make your money, man. That's where you finish plays. You get him knocked down. You get on to the next level. And he's always looking for work. And like you said, he comes with deadly intent, man. He has bad intent everywhere he goes, and he's able to move really well. And like that's why I love his potential as a guard. I don't know what his ceiling would be as a tackle. I'd have to watch more, obviously, but just from what you see there with the build, with what he's able to do already coming into his final year of college, like he's got the floor. He's got the floor. I love the floor, but man, I'm excited to see what he's got, man. I gotta get into this film.
Yeah, I think his ceiling at this point is entirely dependent on how much more consistency he can show this season. Probably against lesser competition. I don't think he's going to see the same caliber of rushers he saw this past year. Just a little more consistency, and we got to see what his athletic testing. He would be a perfect Senior Bowl invite guy. Yeah. I think he's probably somebody who's going to run up boards here. I feel like he's very Darnell Wright-ish. Like that kind of, I could see that kind of trajectory for him. The only difference is Darnell Wright didn't have as much competition at the top of his class.
Well, that's the thing with the draft is there's times where these teams can really get some steals just because the class is loaded, and there's times where it's well, I guess we're either targeting that position super early, way too early, or we're just missing out on it this year. And that's where it gets really fun when you're really focusing on certain position groups and seeing the level of talent that'll come in. I feel like this is a great O-line class in general, but especially a great tackle class. So that's where I wouldn't be surprised if he gets picked up and gets converted to a guard purely because they don't need a tackle if they're grabbing him. So I'm excited, man. That was a fun minute we just had there.
Yeah, the more I dive into this offensive line class, I continue to find guys that have kind of blown me away compared to the last 2 years that I've evaluated these guys. So it's really exciting stuff. And that was our film room. So we're going to try to do those every week. It may not be possible, but we're definitely going to bring you a handful of them throughout the season. And I can't wait for them, man. That was a lot of fun.
Hey, you know how much I love watching film with you, Jared. You already know. I was in the Twitch. I was in the Twitch comment board or chat, whatever it was.
It's so much better when there's someone I could actually sit there and fling ideas off of instead of trying to talk to myself for an hour. Maybe I could host a radio show next.
They gotta take callers.